What was our friendship like in our Good Will Hunting era versus now? Much stronger.
Anchored, real, authentic. Why?
Hollywood is built on ambition. Careers rise, careers fall. Friendships fade under the weight of fame. But often, there are exceptions. Long before the Oscars, long before the headlines. Two boys grew up just a street apart in Cambridge, Massachusetts. They bonded over baseball, over movies, over a dream that felt impossibly big for kids from Boston. They weren't the cool kids. They weren't the popular ones. They were drama geeks. And they made a promise. If one of them made it, they both would. This is the story of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, the 40-year friendship that reshaped Hollywood.
The shared interest, like finding the job you like to do and that you do that with your friends, like really a nice thing because you spend so much time at work.
As all kids do, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon spent their time watching films and talking about acting, dreaming of making it as a duo in the movie industry. Not only have they always had each other's back, but they've chased their dreams together, traveling to auditions, writing Oscar-winning scripts, and co-starring in films. Throughout the decades, they've paid homage to their humble beginnings, encouraged each other's successes, and done plenty of gushing. In an interview with People, Damon called his friendship with Affleck everything to me, adding that his life would have been unimaginably harder without their bond. It's been really helpful to check in with Ben throughout this whole surreal process over the last 25 years, noting that he especially leaned on him while navigating the shock of becoming famous. Affleck had his own set of emotional words about his buddy. Having Matt has meant the world. It's not just Matt. It's Matt's dad, whom I adore and love enormously, and his mom, stepdad, and brother. His kids, who just came to the Air premiere, made me want to burst into tears because they're so beautiful, grown up, and amazing. You get to be part of somebody's whole life in that way. It's been an enormous gift, he said, while noticeably choked up. Their childhood friendship progressed from watching movies and playing baseball together to searching for their careers together. The friends worked to turn their dreams into reality by auditioning for acting gigs. Affleck credits Damon for encouraging him to take the plunge. Before Matt, I was by myself. Acting was a solo activity. No one understood it, Affleck told Parade in 2007. None of the other kids knew what it was I did, how it worked, or anything. All of a sudden, I had this friend, Matt, and he gets it, wants to do it, thinks it's interesting, and wants to talk about it. Soon, both of us are doing it. Affleck remembered traveling to New York City for auditions when they were teenagers, which made them feel really mature. After auditioning for roles, they boarded either the Eastern Shuttle or People's Express back home, and it cost about $20 to fly at the time. The benefit they enjoyed from boarding those flights is that they were allowed to smoke inside, and they smoked a lot because they wanted to present themselves as grown-ups. Now, that's risky. However, they were broke, unknown, sharing a bank account, and betting everything on a script no one wanted. If it failed, they were back to square one. If it worked, it would change everything. They started as two boys chasing auditions on $20 flights. Today, they run a studio, but through every premiere, every failure, every reinvention, one thing never changed. They never stopped choosing each other.
We used to share a bank account. Should all best friends share bank accounts?
We just did
There
it
wasn't a
because
lot of money in the
Yeah,
account.
sure.
If one of us had run off with the money.
Abundance, yeah.
Could most aptly be characterized as agrarian pre-capital.
All right, of course that's your
Hang on a
contention.
second.
You're a first-year grad student. You just got finished reading some Marxian historian, Pete Garrison, probably.
As teenagers who auditioned together, they have progressed from that inception and infant stage of their career to acting incredible moves together that have got people praising their on-screen performances. Their first movie role, though it was insignificant and uncredited, was in Field of Dreams in 1989. Both Damon and Affleck played uncredited parts in a scene filmed at Fenway Park. They still look back fondly on the experience. In 1992, the duo joined stars like Brendan Fraser and Anthony Rapp as competitive prep school students in the drama school Ties. Damon played the rival of Fraser's character, while Affleck appeared in a smaller role. Just a few years earlier, the up-and-coming stars were teenagers themselves. Though Affleck is 2 years younger than Damon, they attended the same high school in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and co-starred in school productions. Affleck starred in the indie film Glory Days, which followed his character, Jack, as he grappled with graduation. Damon played one of Jack's former roommates in a non-speaking role. The 1995 flick also featured Matthew McConaughey, Leah Remini, and Brendan Fraser in minor roles. Damon had a small role in the romantic comedy that helped bring Affleck to wider attention. In a shared career look back with Vanity Fair, the longtime friends said that the director of Chasing Amy, Kevin Smith, asked Damon to take part because he knew the two were close. "I was crashing on Kevin's couch and he said, 'You have a friend, Matt, can he do it?'" Affleck recalled that Damon was better known than he was at the time. Kevin was glad to use Matt's rising fame, and honestly, so was I. According to Damon's brother Kyle, however, the two A-listers of today weren't such hotshots around campus back then. Kyle once revealed that they weren't considered cool kids. In fact, he said, they were drama geeks. Nevertheless, their acting ambition became a reality when Ben Affleck and Matt Damon appeared together in Good Will Hunting. The movie launched their major role career and propelled them to a new level in Hollywood. In the film, Matt Damon plays Will Hunting, a brilliant but troubled young man who mops floors at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Will carries an extraordinary gift for mathematics, yet he buries it beneath temper and stubborn pride. Ben Affleck plays Chucky Sullivan, his closest friend. Chucky may not shine in a classroom, but he sees what Will refuses to face. He understands that ability means little when it is thrown away. Their time on screen feels honest because it reflects a friendship that seems lived in and real. They tease each other, clash, and talk with the ease of men who grew up side by side. A striking scene arrives when Chucky admits that the finest moment of his day is walking to Will's house and wishing he would not be there. It sounds cruel, yet it comes from care. Chucky hopes his friend will step beyond their narrow streets and claim a larger life. The energy in their performance was authentic, because both men had written the script together and understood the emotional beats deeply. But what if they had disagreed? Perhaps 1997 won't have happened. But thanks goodness, it did. Their first Academy Award landed on their laps. This revealed that the film was more than a job. It was a shared dream about ambition, loyalty, and risk. Good Will Hunting remains the most important project in which they both appeared together, and it set the tone for how audiences would view them as a pair. Decades later, they reunited on screen in Dogma. This time, the tone was completely different. Directed by Kevin Smith, the film mixes religion, comedy, and fantasy. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon play fallen angels, Bartleby and Loki, who discover a loophole that might allow them to return to heaven. The film is bold and sometimes outrageous, but at its heart, it still relies on the natural ease between the two actors. They argue with sharp humor, switch between menace and sarcasm, and clearly enjoy sharing the screen again. While Dogma did not carry the same emotional weight as Good Will Hunting, it showed that they could move from grounded drama to imaginative satire without losing their connection. They also appeared together in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Their roles in this film are brief and playful. They appear as exaggerated versions of themselves, filming a sequel to Good Will Hunting. The joke is self-aware, almost poking fun at their own success. The scene is short, yet it captures how comfortable they are with each other. There is no tension, no attempt to outshine one another. Instead, there is a sense that they understand the humor of their own journey. Another joint appearance came in The Last Duel. Although they do not share many scenes together, both men acted in and co-wrote the screenplay for this historical drama, directed by Ridley Scott. The film tells the story of a trial by combat in medieval France. Matt Damon plays Jean de Carouge, while Ben Affleck plays Count Pierre d'Alençon. Their characters exist in the same world, though their interactions are shaped by status and power rather than childhood friendship. It is interesting to see how time changed their on-screen dynamic. In Good Will Hunting, they were equals standing shoulder to shoulder. In The Last Duel, the men are portrayed as separated by rank and ambition. The film feels serious and restrained, a contrast to the youthful energy of their earlier collaboration.
Had a lifelong dream and kind of achieved it together, and then kind of went off. And I think now we're at an age in our 50s where we just looked around and went, we should be doing this together more often.
Acting was only the beginning. For years, they stood in front of the camera, delivering lines, carrying scenes, winning awards. But eventually, that wasn't enough, because in Hollywood, real power doesn't just belong to the faces on the poster. It belongs to the people who decide which stories get told. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon didn't just want roles. They wanted control. They never officially co-directed the same film. But in recent years, their partnership has evolved into something far more strategic. Side by side, they stepped behind the camera, not as actors chasing parts, but as producers building opportunities. Through their company, Artists Equity, they began shaping projects from the ground up, choosing the scripts, backing the talent, and guiding stories from idea to release. The boys who once shared auditions now share ownership. And this time, they're not just in the movie, they're running it. The clearest example is Air. Ben Affleck directed the film, which tells the story of Nike trying to sign Michael Jordan in the 1980s. Affleck also appeared on screen, while Damon played Sonny Vaccaro. Both produced the movie through artist equity. Air showed how far their partnership had grown. Instead of just acting in someone else's project, they guided the film from its early idea stage through to its release. The movie received strong reviews for its dialogue and performances, and it proved that they were no longer just actors looking for parts but filmmakers creating their own opportunities. Another important project they worked on together is The Last Duel. The movie was directed by Ridley Scott, but Affleck and Damon were deeply involved as producers and co-writers. They wrote the script with Nicole Holofcener and also acted in the film. Even though they were not behind the camera as directors, they played a key role in shaping the story and getting the film made. It was also a reunion in writing for them, many years after Good Will Hunting. Looking ahead, The Accountant 2 brings them together again. Ben Affleck will return in his role, and Matt Damon is involved as a producer through artist equity. Affleck is not directing this one, but their company remains part of the project. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's latest project is The Rip movie. Released in January 2026, the film is being made through their company, Artist Equity, showing that they are still working closely together, as they have in the past few years.
Everybody, we're gonna watch some scenes from our new movie, The Rip, and tell you what was happening behind the scenes.
Let's go.
Says that not seeing a crime does not exonerate you from its commission.
Not if it's in your fucking house.
The story follows a team of Miami police officers who discover a large amount of hidden cash in an empty stash house. At first, it feels like a lucky break, but very quickly, the mood changes. Doubt spreads. People start looking at each other differently. As word gets out and pressure builds from outside the unit, trust inside the group begins to crack. Ben Affleck plays one of the senior officers, a man trying to hold the team together as things slowly fall apart. He brings a sense of control and experience, but even he is pulled into the growing tension. Matt Damon plays another important member of the squad, someone who has worked closely with Affleck's character for years. As suspicion grows, their bond is tested. They are not just co-workers. They are men who thought they understood each other, now forced to question that belief. The movie focuses more on the people than on shootouts or chase scenes. It looks at how money can change behavior and how fear can damage long-standing relationships. With both actors leading the cast and producing the film, this project added another chapter to their many years of working together. This time, in a tight, modern crime drama. Hollywood thrives on rivalry, on friendships that crumble under fame and pressure, but this one never did. From $20 flights out of Boston to standing on the Oscar stage, from sharing a bank account to building their own studio, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon didn't just chase success, they built it side by side. Through fame, failure, reinvention, and power, moves behind the camera, one thing never changed. They chose each other. In an industry where loyalty is rare and careers are fragile, their greatest achievement may not be the films they made, but the friendship that survived it all, and the promise two boys from Cambridge kept decades later under the brightest lights in Hollywood.